Hi, welcome to Round Glass. I'm Jyothi Shyamsunder, and I'm honored to be your guide for today's beautiful session, live from India. To feel compassion, we mistake it to be a sign of weakness. This is anything but the truth. At the root of compassion is courage and persistence. Compassion is fearless. So, you might be wondering, what does it really mean to be compassionate? How do I navigate? How do I live my life by applying true compassion? Well, in today's session, I shall exactly talk to you about this. Talk to you about the true nature of compassion and help you contemplate and meditate on it. Here's a small question. The question for you is, where would you like to see more compassion in your lives? As you think about it, let's kind of ground and calm ourselves before we begin the actual session. You just need to follow my instructions for the next few minutes. Just surrender. That's it. So let's get into a comfortable posture, keeping our backs and our necks straight but still relaxed. If you're sitting on a chair or a sofa, just make sure your feet is touching the floor. Your hands on the sides of the body or on your lap, resting. Gently closing your eyes. And sitting in silence for a bit. As you sit in silence, just letting everything be what it is. You may notice a sound or thoughts coming and going. Let them come and go on their own. Just resting as you sit, resting in silence. Now, in this silence, please bring your attention to how you're breathing in this present moment. You can bring your attention to your tummy going in and out naturally, or feeling your breath through the chest going up and down. If you wish, you can also keep your hand on your belly or the chest, just to notice the rising and falling of the chest or the tummy. And when you feel ready, gently opening your eyes with a smile. I hope you're feeling a little more settled. And I notice that there are some responses for the question I asked. Where would you like to see more compassion in your life? Thanks for sharing these answers. They really matter. I honor them. So let's see. Someone said they worry that we don't show enough compassion to strangers in our daily lives. Very true. Very true. So I notice a need that you want people to show more compassion to people we don't know in our daily lives. Yeah. And someone else says perfectionism, the need to be perfect. So they did like to show themselves some compassion and just be who they are, just be their true nature, right? So today's session is about fearless compassion. It is something very close to my heart. I have spent a lot of time practicing mindfulness and also analyzing what is real compassion, right? Is real compassion always gentle and soft? Or it can also take the form of being the strong and courageous emotion which will help you take decisions when situations arise, when difficult situations arise. So today I'm going to talk to you about it. And as I talk, please analyze and think for yourself. You may not agree, that's fine, but do think about it, right? So I'm sure wherever you are, in whichever part of the world, we all experience different kinds of weather. Sometimes it's summer, sometimes it's winter, autumn, spring, right? So we don't notice one single weather throughout the year, right? Just think about why do we have different seasons? Why do we have different weathers? There is a beautiful balance in nature, right? For some time of the year we need summer, for some time of the year we need winter, rains, autumn. So there is this beautiful balance in nature through these different weathers. Think of compassion just like this weather. Sometimes compassion can be gentle and loving, and sometimes it needs to be very courageous and firm, right? So let me tell you a story, or let me tell you a couple of stories about how compassion can take different forms, right? So the place where I live in India, there is people here are very conservative in the way they think, right? And the world witnessed Corona, COVID, for the last 1 or 2 years, right? And there was so much stress and confusion. And unfortunately, my neighbor, the person who lives next door, got Corona, got COVID. They were the first ones in the area we live. And people were afraid to talk to them because they thought they would just get Corona, right? They would keep them away, like treat them untouchables, right? They would not even look at them, even their friends. So their house was like cordoned off. They treated their house like, oh, don't go there. They're not good people. They've got corona, so don't go there. You will get it too. And I realized that what was happening needed to change the mindset, right? I could have got corona instead of my neighbor. So would I like to be treated the way they are treating my neighbor now? No. I would have liked some compassion, some understanding from them. So something sparked in me. I was standing on my terrace and looking at their home, and I felt this is not right. What if they need some help? They couldn't come out. What if they needed some milk to be brought from outside, some daily groceries or some medicines? Who do they approach? Nobody is approaching them or nobody's ready to help them. So there was a fear inside me because my family is also conservative in the way they think. So they wouldn't like me to step out and put a note. I decided to go to their home and put a note on their door that, hey, you know what? I know you will be well soon. And if you need any help, just give me a call, right? I can bring that and keep it at your doorstep. So I knew that my family wouldn't like me to do that. But I said, no, this needed to be done. We needed to send out a message that people are not untouchables. Anybody could get corona. This is the time we need to step up and be compassionate fearlessly. Of course, wearing your mask and things like that, but we needed to be there for each other. So, not worrying about what my parents would think, my family would think, I went up, put a note, and came down. And that fearlessness in my heart made me, there were tears in my eyes. I felt a relief for being there for my neighbors. I felt a relief for doing what I truly believed in. And I knew that there would be a change that would start coming. People would understand. And my neighbor replied with so much love. They were touched, right? So this was This is an example of being fearlessly compassionate. And sometimes, when people around you don't understand what you're trying to say, which is in the highest good of for them and for others, and they just don't seem to understand, you need to be strong and firm and put your foot down and let them know that what they're doing is not right, because this will affect not only them but the surrounding, right? And you need to take whatever action that needs to be taken, right? In this world, in this real world, compassion needs to be also fearless and very strong. Like a leader, like a prime minister, president needs to take strong decisions because he or she needs to think of the entire country, the good of the entire country, not just for one community or two communities, right? So even that's what the Dalai Lama says. So just like this, have you noticed in different cultures, like in my culture, I belong to the religion of Hinduism. We are, as I do this session, we are celebrating a festival called Navaratri, which literally means 9 nights, right? And we perform puja to a goddess called Durga or Kali. Okay. This goddess is the original form of this goddess is Parvati, who is the wife of a Hindu male god called Lord Shiva. So these 9 nights we worship the different forms of Parvati. What do I mean? What does it mean to say different forms? There is a form of hers on one night which is gentle, and another night fearless, another night sometimes ruthless. There is a story where she puts her leg on a demon to kill him because he keeps doing bad things for the community. And a time comes when she had to be fearlessly compassionate and kill him because he was doing bad for the rest of the community, right? So just like this, there are different forms of Parvati which we worship. So beautiful. Similarly, in Buddhism, there is different forms of the Buddha because different situations in life call us to be different, show different kinds of compassion, right? But I want you to remember, no matter what kind of compassion you show, at the root of compassion is always courage, love, and persistence, right? A belief, an effort to believe in the power of compassion. And as we think about this, let's do a small meditative practice. You just need to listen and follow my instructions for the next few minutes. This will help you digest, think about all that we spoke. Right? So let's get into a comfortable posture, keeping our backs and our necks straight, but still relaxed. Gently closing your eyes. And for some time, letting everything be what it is, what it is. can also imagine and sit as if you're fearless yet compassionate. That kind of a posture. Making sure you're relaxed all the way along. Now, notice how you're breathing in this moment. Bring your attention to your breath at your tummy or the chest. Just noticing the rise and fall of the tummy or the chest. If the mind wanders too much into this or that, let it wander and come back. Come back to the breath once again. Just noticing the breath as it happens, as it happens. Being mindful of your breathing. Just watching the breath rise and fall like the waves on the ocean. Just the breath as it happens naturally. No effort. Practice of watching the breath as it rises and falls naturally. And now, taking your attention away from the breath, just sitting in this quiet space for a few moments, and quietly in your mind, wishing, may I be happy, peaceful, safe from all kinds of harm, and may I understand the true wisdom, true meaning of being compassionate. Slowly opening your eyes. So, what we spoke today was the true nature of compassion as it takes different forms, just like the weather. We call that dharma. Dharma is the law of nature, right? That is the law of nature to take different forms as and when needed. So, as we come to the end of the session, I want you to ask yourself a few questions and contemplate and think. One of the questions is, what is the wisdom that I'm taking away from today's session that I can apply in my life? And the second question is, how do I picture myself? What is the image I get when I truly, fearlessly compassionate? For me, it is the image of the goddess Kali, who I spoke about, or Durga, right? So, someone's asking me, how can I be mindful of my breathing after this practice? Well, all you need to do is mindfulness simply means that watching whatever arises as it is without trying to change it, right? So just sit and observe your breath for what it is. If it is long, short, just as it is. That is what it means to be mindful. Mindful means to be non judgmental of how your breath is. Just be, right? That's a practice to help you calm down and truly think and analyze about things. Thank you for sharing this lovely time together with me. And please continue to explore meditation with us. Check out our daily live meditations at round.glass or get onto our app. I will be back next week for my next live session. Lots of love and lots of compassion. Bye bye.